Oh God, I'm gonna.
No. Go to delay jail.
Oh, God damn it, again? Really? Right, so, unfortunately for everyone else out there, I'm still alive, and I have to do something quick. Can I just have to... Oh, God damn it. Right, so, as you can probably see, if you can read, that New World here has been cancelled once more. This isn't exactly what I wanted to hear. It made me a little bit frustrated. And the reason for that is they've now cancelled, they've now delayed once more. And they've done it 13 days before the beta was to be released. Now, that's a little bit underhanded, that's a little bit dodgy, and I'm willing to bet that they're going to lose a fair number of pre-orders from this. But I can't say I'm too surprised either. So currently what Amazon's proven to me is, number one, they've got the wrong marketing strategy for their game. And number two, it appears that, well, they care about the development of this one a hell of a lot. And they're willing to delay it again, lose a lot of customers, and keep working on it. So hopefully on launch it will be a good game. So as people should know about MMOs by now, but tend to forget, is that the launch of most MMOs are a complete shit show, regardless of how much money someone has. And Amazon's just proving that point of exactly how difficult it is to create an MMO. Because, well, even established companies, even Blizzard, has problems with their launches. Despite being industry experts, despite being the ones at the head of the game, top of the field, they still have problems launching any of their expansions. So they've obviously gotten a little bit better at it over time, but Amazon still needs to learn some of those lessons, it appears. This is just a quick little video to announce to everyone that, well, you will not be playing the game on the 25th of August of this year. The game has now been delayed, so the game has been once again delayed to 2021 spring, which means winter for me since I'm in the southern hemisphere, but hopefully we at least get a good product. You don't delay a game this much unless you really care about the product. The frustrating part about this is that they've waited until the last minute to announce this. This should have been told to us at the beginning of July. They should have told us at least 2 weeks before the beta launch that this was going to happen. It's incredibly frustrating for customers, it's incredibly poor form, and this goes on top of a lot of very dodgy marketing that's going on in the background. Now, dodgy marketing aside, which I do have a video coming out on soon, look out for that. Really bad announcements aside, really poor form of how things are being done aside, this obviously still means that they care about their game. That they genuinely give a shit about the product they're putting out there, right? That they're not looking for a quick cash grab. They're aware of the fact that they could release this MMO, a bunch of people would buy it, play it for a week, that would nullify their Steam refunds, and they could just walk away with all the cash, and that would kind of be a good option from a purely monetary point of view, because this game is not a subscription-based game. You pay for it once up, and, well, congratulations, you have the game. So this delay indicates to me that they do still give a shit about the game. So I know you're going to be mad, I know you're going to be pissed off, I'm a little bit mad and pissed off. And I think you're justified in being really mad and pissed off, because this is just, it feels unfair. It doesn't feel right, especially to do this to your community. And like I've kind of said before, I'm kind of happy to wait for a good game instead of playing a shitty game for a week, deciding it's not for me and going out and telling everyone don't buy this game. So I guess we'll see what happens. But let's take a quick read through what we've got here. Because, well, this has hurt my anus in a lot of ways. Hopefully it's not all doom and gloom, and hopefully they have something good to tell us. With our August 25th launch approaching, we have been scrutinizing our feature list, taking input from our alpha audience, and listening to what they enjoyed or didn't about the current game. We're incredibly grateful for all the support and suggestions from our alpha players, ranging from the folks who spent thousands of hours in New World to those who just sampled. It's all valuable. Now, there have been some discrepancies around this. There have been some community managers who've kind of been accused of just banning people for the wrong reasons. And the problem is, this might have just been one shitty community manager, or this might have been someone who was very belligerent in the forums, who was very pushy in the forums, and kept on harassing the devs about the same issue that had either already been put to bed or already been addressed. So it's very tempting for me to want to say that they are fucking up, right? That I follow my emotions and get real pissed off with them. But the truth of the matter is, we don't have all the information from both parties. We only have information from one side. Amazon is keeping their mouths shut about these people, so we're only seeing one side of the argument. So it's very hard to actually judge based on a logical point of view. On to the next paragraph. I'm proud of the hard work the team has done, making the game ready for launch with features we intended for release. We also have a list of features that we plan to start working on once we were in live development. This was already known by the community. We already knew that we weren't going to be launching in the best state, that things would be continually developing forward from this point to a more workable stage. We saw this coming, especially after the fact that they announced their first delay. When we examined the feedback we received over the last several months from our alpha audience, we saw that players like the game. They would like to see even more of it. In particular, we want to ensure that the most dedicated players have plenty of middle and end game experiences as they venture through Eternum. So this is one of the accusations that has been leveled at Amazon Game Studios and the New World team, is that there's not enough content when it comes to the end game and the mid game. I think primarily we've heard a lot about the end game, that there are very few things to do once you get up there, which can lead to stagnation and, well, the death of a game entirely. If you've only got one or two things to do at end game, then why keep playing? You could do those one or two things and then just never pick up the game again. So it looks like they're going back. They want to add in a bunch of stuff. Hopefully this also means that we get more elements of PvP in the game, because I think they've dialed that button back a little bit too far. We want our players to feel completely immersed in the game and know that our studio stands for quality and lasting gameplay you can trust. And that means at a time to get things where we want them before we fully release. As a result, we will be changing our launch date and correspondingly our final beta test to spring 2021. When is spring 2021? Jesus. Can't you people just use dates?
What do you mean, you people?
So spring 2021, March 20th to June 21st. So somewhere in here. So the game is being delayed for over 6 months. Over 6 months. That's not... Oh, that hurts. My question is, if there's not enough in the game, then why did they wait this long to tell the community? Why did they whip our dicks out our pants, give us a few gentle strokes, and then just fucking ghost us? If you have over 6 months of work still to put into a project, you would generally know this like maybe a month earlier. Now, the one justification I can think of for them doing this is that all this work that they're going to be putting in between now and spring of 2021 is new stuff that they're going to be adding to the game. This was not initially intended to be in the game on launch, that they've decided to reel back the release date and add in all these features before the full release of the game. And to be honest, I hope that's the case. I hope that that's the reason they're delaying. But I will admit that this is very frustrating. I will admit that this is not a good look for the current customer pool, And you're gonna get a lot of people who are not willing to sit and wait on those pre-orders and they're gonna cancel them. So Amazon Game Studios may have just lost a large chunk of money. That might not even matter though. They might have been able to do some smart accounting and know exactly how much money they have and how much money they require to keep the development cycle going forward from here. All I'm saying is not a good PR move. Not a good look for their customers. As a result, we will be changing our launch date and correspondingly our final beta test to spring 2021. We don't make the decision lightly, and we have urgency about getting the game to you as quickly as possible at the best quality, with some additions that will make the experience even better. So I'm hoping those additions are not things that they wanted initially on launch, but rather that they've decided to reel back the date, and as I've said before, this is new stuff that they're adding in before launching. We're passionate about the game we've been making and want to add more features and content before we share it with a wider audience. As a thank you to our community, we will be providing a special opportunity for our beta sign-up and pre-order customers, plus our alpha testers, thank you, to play the full game of New World in its current state. Okay, so now at least we get something. We're left with at least a little taste of the crack rock that might be New World in the future. Which also means I need to do something. Yeah. Well, hope that's visible. So where was I? Yeah, okay. In its current state for a limited period of time starting on August 25th. Right, so that I would assume means that they're cancelling the current beta, which is only like 13 days away or 12 days away. And we get a limited preview on the 25th of August. That's, again, a little bit frustrating. I wish that the people who pre-ordered, who've thrown their money behind this, who, you know, invested in this and don't have a lot, have decided that they want to back this project that Amazon's doing. I wish that they would get a full alpha access during this entire time period, but I guess that's not going to happen. What I do hope, though, is that Amazon Game Studio starts expanding out the people that they start to test with, that they at least start giving more alpha access to the people who've pre-ordered, because they're very quickly losing their audience once more, especially after surviving one of the tragedies of changing this game from a full PvP game to a more PvE focused game. Okay, so we will send an email directly to those customers detailing the process to participate. We're confident that you'll feel that the game has as much promise as we do, and will understand why we want to take the extra time to make this experience the best it can be at release. Now, the only way for anyone to tell that would be if they got to play the game. The only way that anyone would see if there was any potential behind the game is if they got to play it. And unfortunately, this might not be enough to sate the pre-order customers. The fact that they get a little bit of a taste of the game, that really might not be enough. They might need a full alpha access at this point, because unfortunately this is not a good look. This is not great to see. I'm glad that they are delaying it, don't get me wrong. It's important that they do and release a good game instead of a profitable game, which is an entire whole other industry problem that we currently have right now. But PR-wise, community-wise, this doesn't look good. On top of that, when they say they'll be sending an email directly to the customers who have pre-ordered, then what about the Steam customers who've pre-ordered? How will they be getting details on how to participate in this? Because Steam did have pre-orders up. Steam, I think, still has pre-orders up. So if you've pre-ordered through Steam, how are they going to email you? How are they going to message you on how to access these things? Do you just get screwed over because you didn't order it through Amazon directly? How does that work? Right, so basic summary, game's been delayed. If you pre-ordered and you still have your pre-order and haven't cancelled, you get about a week when the 20th of August rolls around. If you are pissed off by this, you have every right to be. This is really upsetting. And if you want to vent, well, great for you. I still think and am of the mindset that whenever a game developer delays a game, it is better than releasing a garbage bucket of a game. But I think the MMO industry in general, it's going to be a shit show, no matter what you do. So if you want to vent in the comments below, you're more than welcome to. If you're pissed off, well, I can't begrudge you for that. You would be right to be very upset about this. But either way, that's the end of the video. More content to come soon. Finally back to video editing. Finally done with my exams. So I hope you have a great day. I hope everything goes your way. It's time now for you and I bugger off. Cheers for now. And yeah, you know, all that other stuff in the background as well. You know, like, comment, subscribe, dislike, play with my ding dong. Do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. You can figure it out.